everybody, and welcome to Phandalin by Night. Thank you for joining us. And we are super excited to have a full house again tonight. It is going to be an excellent game. Let me go through and get everybody to introduce themselves for me. So I'm going to start with our producer, Sarah.
Hello, pardon the cyborg beeps. My name is Sarah. You can find me on the internet as MC Diabetes. It's not just a name. And I will be playing Graja Rage Rock, the half-orc barbarian, she, her, for the both of us. And Graja just has a lot to process, I feel. She's going through a lot right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Next to Sarah is Naja.
Hey everyone, I'm Najra. I play Jard, the Fire Genasi monk. And this is gonna be an interesting game. Welcome.
It is going to be interesting for sure. Beneath Najra, we have one of our two tieflings. That's Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I play Whimsy, he, they. And Whimsy's just excited that there's someone else here to draw some of the attention because he still hasn't answered any of those questions people had for him, and he's just hoping things will keep coming up and he can just pretend it never happened.
And let me just say this off the top. I know at the end we usually talk about other projects and stuff that we're doing. If you're not following Amanda on TikTok, you are missing quality freaking content. Yeah. Amanda's TikTok content is some of my favorites. So at Balderdashing, I think on TikTok, right? It's everywhere. At Balderdashing everywhere. Go follow Amanda everywhere.
We're gonna make it a home family name.
That's right. Next to Amanda is our other tiefling, Nikki.
Hi everybody, Nikki here. Sorry that I'm not dressed up in my usual purple paint today. I've got real life things going on. I apologize. But Denny's very excited to see about this new guy, where he got his armor. Was it on sale? It doesn't come in Denny's size. He's very excited to find all these questions out today. So
fantastic. Beneath Nikki is Mike.
Hi, Mike. He, him. I will be playing Sangane, he, him, who doesn't quite know how to think about this new fella. He likes him, like the fact that there's another armored guy. It's going to take some of the heat off of Graja. Doesn't like all the questions though. So yeah, maybe I'll point him at Whimsy.
Is the holy man making your Tiamat cleric a little bit uncomfortable there, Mike?
Who's Tiamat? I don't know what you're talking
about. And then finally, our newest player who we're super thrilled to have with us, Sean is with us.
Hi, I'm Sean. Acting Foolish on Twitter. Don't really do much. I will be playing 9, Human Paladin. Seems to be making a lot of friends these days.
He is doing that. So when last we met our heroes, 9 had been watching an orc camp for days. It's called Wyvern Tor. It was once a nest for a whole school of wyverns, but in recent months had been taken over by an orc tribe. They had moved down from the Icespire Peaks, and they had been taking villagers and keeping them alive, like taking prisoners and keeping them alive, which is new and terrifying. A crimson hooded figure had met with the orcs 2 days ago. And at first light, the day after the crimson hooded figure left, a small raiding party of orcs and goblins left the encampment and headed to a nearby group of people fleeing Phandalin. As 9 watched, the orcs started to take villagers, but a group of heroes emerged and fought back valiantly. A massacre ensued, like a good kind. And the villagers were safe, and the people found a new ally in the Paladin of Lathander. I also want to point out that the wolves were hurt, but some healing and rest perked them up, and Whimsy is about to send them potentially to go see if they can pick up Glassstaff's trail. So night is, you guys have decided, I think, as a group to try and take a rest here. Let these people get a really good night's sleep, and then you guys promised that you'd stay watch. And hopefully go and find Glassstaff after that. Is that accurate? Is that what we're doing?
Sounds good to me.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what we decided. Overnight, keep watch, and then by morning, sort it all out.
Okay. So who wants to Whimsy, did you want to do anything with the wolves first? Now that you've just put something in your mouth, I apologize. Excellent.
That's okay. Who needs to chew?
Please don't go.
Whimsy's gonna just let the wolves have a rest for a little bit because they did all take damage. The worst of them got some heals, but they need a bit of a break. So he's gonna have a bit of a cuddle puddle with the wolves. And then as soon as they're rested, he's gonna send them out to find the trail again.
All right. So in that case, who is going to be on watch this evening?
Graja can volunteer to go first. I think she is wanting to do such a thing. I know my last one didn't go so well, but I'm really try this time.
I can go and watch with somebody.
George's gonna take the second one if everyone promises not to disappear in the middle of the night.
We
Looking at
will do our
Whimsy.
best.
No promises.
Pinky promise.
I
Yeah.
promised other people I would disappear, so
Awesome. That somebody please clip that for us. Okay, so Graja's taking first watch. Graja, why don't you roll a perception check?
Alrighty. What we got? 7.
Hey.
7.
Accurate. Consistent.
You start your watch strong. You are coming down from the heat of battle. You always feel good when some justice has been done, some innocents have been saved. But your eyes keep drifting over to the orc family, the blacksmiths, who are their names are the Dusklights. They were the town blacksmiths. As you watch them as they take care of their youngest brother who had been stabbed, as they just kind of group up around each other, sharing. You can smell like the delicious, super spiced stew from where you are, and your attention kind of wanders through the first part of the evening as you just watch them and have these memories of home and these hopes for what a home for you could look like at some point. And your watch kind of comes and goes, and that's where your attention was, and that's you are consumed with that need for connection. Jart, you want to take second watch?
Sure, let's do this.
Let's do this.
It's a dirty 20.
Hey, that's not too shabby at all. Jart, tell me a little bit about the place where you grew up and the people, and specifically like customs after or when things were intense. What would have been some customs that your people did to bring peace and community back to each other?
So, on the monastery was a lot about eating together and spending time with like the people, like our community, because in the monastery we're all supposed to be family, even if we're just like long relatives. And at night it was always a matter of like trying to ground and connect to that inner fire, like either meditation or just like breathing exercises. Oh gosh, and cats. But yeah.
Mike, does Sangane still have, as you spin out into the abyss? I saw that there with that camera. Mike, does Sangane still have the dagger?
Yes. I mean, does he?
I
Did
assume
that
that he
thing
does.
happen? Because she
I
took it
haven't-
back.
Yeah, Sangane still has the dagger. I haven't said like specifically you don't have it, right?
Well, no, but during the Whimsy event, she took it back.
Yes, yeah. But she was just a figment of the. If you guys haven't watched our Halloween special, you should totally go back and watch it. The Sangane at some point had stolen a dagger with some initials engraved into it from a host who had found him, fished him from the dead in the river, and then nursed him back to health. He stole this thing from her.
It's borrowed.
Very
And
Yeah.
it is this gleaming silver dagger that has this crescent white pearly stone in the hilt of it. Jart, as you're taking watch, you start to meditate in order to like get a better sense of what is going on in the nature around you. You're kind of putting yourself into this state so that you can expand out your senses as much as possible. And this bright moonlight is emitting from a sheath at Sangane's side. You absolutely know what this light is. This is the light of Siloon, who is your deity.
Oh shit.
Okay. Let's do this. She's gonna get like closer, expecting him to be asleep.
Am I asleep?
And
Yeah, you're
Like,
not
guess
staying up for
what?
watch.
second watch, she's gonna try to take it from him, just to
Okay.
to see it, because he's proven not to be like the goodest person in the bunch.
Sure,
I'm efficient.
sure.
So it's you make deals with demons. Like, no.
Give me a sleight of hand check, and Mike, give me a perception check at disadvantage because you're asleep.
Because he's asleep.
Because Sangane's asleep.
It's
Perception.
17.
Disadvantage. This isn't going to go well at all.
17.
Yeah. Nope. 11.
There's a moment where Sangane kind of shifts just as you're going to reach for the dagger. And the good thing is that like as his hip turns over, the dagger just slides out of the sheath. And this light is so bright for a second, it almost blinds you, coming from this little crescent-shaped stone set into the hilt of this dagger. If anybody else happened to have been looking at you, it's not like it's a ring light. There is no light that is actually being shone on you. You are connected to this light because of your connection through the deity. The second that your hand reaches around the blade of the dagger and you're blinded by this light, as your eyes start to focus and try to see what is around you, you are in the most pitch black velvet surrounding you that you have ever been. And as your eyes are trying to focus to see, is this a tiny space? Is this a big space? You're trying to understand what's around you. Little pinpricks of light start to alight all around you. And soon you are awash in a sea of stars. And slowly one of the lights becomes brighter and looks like it's drawing closer to you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards the light.
Didn't do that for me.
You take
I'm
a
gonna walk towards
few.
the light.
Are you walking confidently? Are you just like carefully? How does this feel for you?
No, I'm walking confidently because of my beliefs.
Yeah, you step out and like you take the step of faith, and your foot presses into this just slightly warmer than room temperature water. This wonderful smell of like the baking bread at home is all around you. And as you take a couple steps, this light gets brighter and brighter, and soon you start to see a form. The light itself takes the shape and form of a woman. Her long, beautiful hair curling and kind of gently flowing. For as long as it flows everywhere. And like almost like underwater or low gravity. It kind of flows out. And as she gets closer and you notice the light flowing out, as like a tendril of hair will flow out, it kind of dissolves as the light gets further from her. She is this pale silvery color with these flecks of gold and like a dark graphite gray to her.
George's gonna be like taken aback for a second, like just the sheer beauty and dimension of things. Then he's gonna say, I present myself humbly to you, and it's gonna like tilt her head down.
This warm touch grabs the tip of your chin and lifts it up to meet her eyes. And the goddess Saloon herself is before you. And she says, my daughter, do you understand why you have been called before me tonight?
That for me.
I don't really. It's probably something to do with the evil that's happening around us, maybe.
She thinks for a second and she says, the dagger that you carry, it became, although it was not forged to be, it became the favored weapon of one of my champions. Upon her death, a piece of her soul in service to me became entangled and entwined in the dagger itself. And it is best used by one of my servants who in time would come to find it. Apparently that is you.
She blushes, and kind of like the red veins that appear in her tattoo kind of like shine for a second. And she says, if this is my path, I will do my best to honor you.
Saloon says, you have lived your whole life as an honor. It is my pleasure and my great joy that you have lived your life in service of me. I will give you a warning and a blessing for the lifelong acts of faith. I will also send a bounty to the monastery. I know that you care for them, and I want them to know that you still walk in service of me. She says the warning is that the forge of spells must not fall into the hands of those who seek it at the cost of blood. It doesn't have much power left, but you do not want any power that it has to fall into the service of the wicked. And the blessing I have for you is this weapon itself. When you use this, you will be able to channel the power that already exists within you. the children of Saloon do not have to change themselves when they come to me. The daughters of Saloon are proud and honorable well before they live in service to me. My people recognize and love the talents of all. I do not ask you to change your ways, but I will honor who you are and change the weapon to be more in service to you as it had been for the one who carried it before you. And she like reaches forward and touches her forehead to yours for a second, just like this moment of tenderness, this moment of intimate connection. And as your eyes kind of close a bit, there is like a brightness, like a spotlight is shining on your face. Even though your eyes are closed, you can see the brightness from behind your eyelids. And it is not the pale silvery moonlight of Saloon. It is a bright, warm, raging, fiery orange. And as you open your eyes for a moment, the dagger is engulfed in flame, and you are there on your knees beside Sangane, with the dagger shining bright light around you.
I sleep through this whole thing.
Of course.
You can
Yeah,
roll
like
another
literally a
perception
beacon
check.
of light in front of me.
Sangane, no, you can definitely roll another perception check, because now there's also heat.
Oh, that's good. So better. Oh yes. Heat. Is that just a straight perception or a disadvantage? Okay.
No, straight perception. It's hot.
22.
It's hot heat. I mean, you don't know how you know this, Sangane. Ooh, double lore drop. I love this.
Oh no.
You don't know how you know this, Sangane, but you know what fire feels like when it is too close to you. And that is definitely what you're feeling right now.
How would I not know this? It's sort of one of those elementary things, I would think. So I suddenly awake, startle, and see Jart basically leaning or kneeling over me with this flaming, glowing dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
basically.
totally normal. Don't worry about it.
Casually.
And
That's how you get Kylo
I
Ren.
mean, Jart hasn't been the most camaraderie with me. But that's okay. I figure, it's just been, I'm a bit unknown because I don't really know me either. So I'll basically sort of like scuttle back a bit. Hi, what you doing?
George's gonna try to, like, with her innate control of flames, she's gonna try to, like, turn it off.
Turns off.
Does the dagger look familiar?
As soon as the fire like burns up, disrupts, nope. Evaporates,
Dissipates.
extinguishes. That's a word. That's even a scientific word. As soon as the fire extinguishes, instantly you know that this is the silver dagger that you had taken from Viessa's house.
First instinct, down to my hip.
Gone.
And remembering the whimsy dream sequence of sorts.
Whimsy extravaganza.
And then remembering that I thought she took it, but she didn't take it. I still had it. It's never done that for me.
Looking at the confusion on, like, Sangane's eyes, she's gonna say, I feel you were carrying something that wasn't yours.
And now you've laid claim to it?
It has laid claim to me.
Well, that's very interesting. I was called to it as well, but for different reasons, I imagine. But I don't think your act is any less involved than mine, really.
Is it okay if I take
But
it?
hey, I wasn't actually using it. I just liked it because it's pretty. If you made it like burst into flame, hey, I can. If you have more use of it than I have, then you are welcome to have it. Fair warning, it wasn't mine. As I said, I was called to it as well. I don't know why I was called to it.
I feel it
Call it
needed
an
to
urge or a
find.
need.
I feel it needed to find its path to someone else.
Maybe so. And that would make me then the vessel to transfer it. And though it's pretty, I'm happy to see it in the hands of someone who would use it and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now you get to go tell her that her friend's dagger is being used.
I think it will be fine. But I think it's about your turn to take the watch. If you wanna.
Oh, yeah, okay. You need rest?
Yeah.
Make the dagger do more things?
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
feel
cool.
like I feel it's gonna have surprises.
Well, maybe next time don't wake me up by trying to set fire to me.
I wasn't.
But you gotta say it's an effective alarm clock, though. So
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
wide awake now.
Yeah, I'm gonna start waking people every morning with like flames.
Hey, flicking little flips of motes of fire at them. Hey, wake up.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So Jart, you take a few, you don't, because of the sequence where Saloon called you and you had the dagger in your hand, you are already attuned. If you refresh your character page, it should be on there. I've added it for you. This is Rimardo's silvered dagger. When you roll to hit and you exceed the AC of the creature by more than 5, you get an extra 2d8 of elemental damage.
Yeah. I'm going to take that off of mine.
Yeah, you can take it off yours. And as Jart takes a few steps away from you, Sangane, you notice that behind her, in mostly shadow, you just barely see the faintest outline of it with your 22 perception. A woman clad in very, very dark leathers, the slightest bit of red tendrils poking out from under a hood. And she looks back at you and gives you the dirtiest look. And you recognize this as the woman from Whimsy's kidnapping.
What am I supposed like? And if I see her, I'm like, what?
It
was all this judgment again.
She's not totally corporeal.
Damn it. I'm gonna get the stink eye from her forever now.
Just when you roll 22 perception.
Yeah. Mike, nope. Sangane, it is time for you to take third watch. Go ahead and give me your perception check.
Oh man.
I'd like to get up with them.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Oh, yes.
I got a 13.
You said perception?
Yep.
There we go. Manage inventory. It's in my backpack.
It's 13.
Get rid of it. No, I want to get rid of it.
And as the two of you are taking watch, are you guys like sitting like around the fire? Are you guys up and wandering? How does watch look like for our human paladin?
Well, he's not gonna be right by the fire.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of scamper off a little bit, still keeping watch over the camp, but he's gonna kind of be off by himself a little bit.
Okay. as you are off, Nine, and you're kind of looking at what's going on, I would imagine that as a paladin and like piles of dead like bodies laying around, you're also kind of like trying to drag them off to a place where they're not, in the middle of the road and whatnot. You start to think more about like their camp, what their purpose is, why they're taking these people, and you become more and more convinced like it is imperative. You don't know how many people are there, you don't know what they're doing, like you need to get back there and you need to solve this. It's really important to why you're out here and what you're doing. But your night goes on. Sangane, you are a bit like consumed. Every once in a while you'll look over at Jart, and not very often, but maybe once every 90-ish minutes, 2 hours, you catch just a wisp of dark leather as it flashes. You don't know whether you're just seeing that or whether that's something that's really there. But
does the voice in my head, that growling, snarling, that need that I had when I first saw the dagger, did it object to my giving it away? Is that there as almost like a counterpoint?
Without question, the fact that, especially now that you realize that it lights on fire.
Oh, damn.
There is a reason your eyes keep darting to it, even when you're like trying to pay attention and make sure that there aren't orcs attending or something. Your eyes keep drifting back to this, and you are like, yeah, it's hard to not think about that. That is a mighty treasure that is no longer yours to control.
I'm gonna focus on, no, we're gonna track Glassstaff down. I'm gonna take his glass staff. I'm figuring that's gonna be more worth to me as my the dagger is great, really nice. I really like, it's kind of pretty, but I'm sort of focusing on a bigger, better thing, and I'm going to rationalize it and try to quiet the beast, I guess, by sort of thinking that if Jart has the dagger, Jart's going to be better with daggers than me. Jart will help me get better stuff and more awesome treasure.
Jart will help you get better stuff and more treasure. It makes sense. Jart will help me do these things. And then I can take that treasure,
I'll take
kill
the dagger
her,
back
and
later.
take the dagger back.
It's fine.
Oh, that is exactly.
Exactly.
And there's like this second of like, wait, no. Very intrusive. You're like, engaging all of your like cognitive behavioral therapy to be like, this is an intrusive thought and I need to investigate why this exists. And then I need to release it back to the world because this is, my thoughts aren't me. But there is this back of your mind that, sorry, Sarah, maybe this thought is you.
That just really got me because we know Sangane hasn't done
My
this.
precious.
Let's be real.
He's been in therapy for the last 2 years.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of Sangane doing a thought log. Okay, my distress level is a 6, and my cognitive distortions are all or nothing thinking. I'm sorry, I just couldn't help it.
Yep. Problem is he's got ADD.
No, I'm glad we've all been through therapy together and we get all of this. Like,
we're great.
Yeah.
We did
You gotta
really
talk
good as
it
a
out.
session today as a
You gotta
group.
talk it out.
Other than Mike, before this game started, before we gathered this table, I didn't know anybody other than Mike. And there's times at which the universe brings you the right people, and knowing that you all recognized what I was saying was just like, oh yes, these are my people. Right. Okay.
The ND tribe is coalescing.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, we're here, baby.
I love it. Yeah. So, just before dawn, Sangane, is there anything else you want to do while it's still dark out?
Not entirely sure why, but I sort of have this also instinct to sort of avoid the paladin. So I'm sort of just kind of busying myself by checking on the villagers, and maybe checking on the injured brother. So
as you're watching the paladin drag these bodies off, the thought comes to you, they might have had stuff.
They might have what, sorry?
They might have had stuff. Maybe not
We
a
never
lot,
loaded them.
Oh yeah.
but they might have had stuff. And
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta
there
do that.
is at the as the darkest part of the night starts to give way to like the dark blues and then the middle blues before the sun erupts over the sky.
Yep.
The louder the beating of wings gets in the back of your mind.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So I'm gonna move bodies with 9.
Yep.
Sort of kind of picking them up and dragging them, and then once they're placed in a certain point, maybe close enough to the wolves that maybe if they want something, they can maybe sort of strip the body down and like toss one over and see if the wolves want it. I don't know what they eat.
Whatever they
like
want.
work. I'm not
Only
sure.
Prime
Hungry
rib
boys.
only.
Yeah.
But
Kyle's
yeah, I'm
real
gonna
picky
rifle
with
some
rest
pockets.
food.
Organic deer.
Give
Grass
me
fed.
Keep leaving
Wagyu.
chests of money behind because
Do
we're
I see them?
good people, so we need
Yeah.
to finance this somehow.
absolutely. 9, give me a perception check. Sangana, give me an investigation.
12.
Oh, investigation's gonna be terrible.
Is everybody else still asleep at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Denny is out cold.
Okay.
11.
Whimsy might be waking up to send the wolves out pretty soon.
Maybe, I don't know, slice a limb off of an orc or something and
Yeah.
Toss it over.
So you do find sorry, you said an 11 for an investigation check. You
Yep.
do find several pouches of like some copper and some silver. All told, let's say it's worth like 3 gold.
Huh. Cool. That's disappointing.
Nothing else?
Weapons and armor. Are they wearing anything in particular?
Yeah,
Anything-
several of them are wearing like studded leather armor, those very fashionable orc bucklers. They are not as nice as Clark's, but you know, kind of in the same, like they had a costume team that did like all of their work so that it
Cool,
looked like it was
cool.
together. And so scimitars, a couple of crossbows. You can probably find about 30 bolts if you want crossbow bolts. Yeah, there's a variety of different little things like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that actually. I might actually take just a regular crossbow.
Yeah, go for it.
Stack it up.
And I'm not the DM who's into like tricking you, but I'm going to stop reminding you. Tiamat's clerics have a special
Yep.
act of
No, I know.
service. Okay.
I know. Yep, that's why I'm looking for gold.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I got to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll take, I don't know, 10% maybe,
Sure.
handful of silver,
Mhm.
and surreptitiously sort of like just dig up a chunk of dirt, drop the coin in, pat it down.
Are you trying to be sneaky?
I'm gonna do it while I'm sort of kneeling and rifling in a body sort of thing, just shifting. And while I'm sort of looking with one hand, I'm going to basically just sort of scoop a chunk of dirt out from underneath the body, slip a couple of coins in, roll the dirt back down, and then leave the body there.
Sure. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Cool. These are terrible rolls by there. Oh, nice. Natural 20 for 21.
Hey. And you do. And is there any particular like tradition or ceremony that you've started to build when you give this dusk offering?
He honestly, the Tiamat identifying voice has only spoken to him sporadically, so he don't really know if there's any particular. I don't remember if there's any particular chant or any particular thing to say. So he's going to be like, here's your cut.
Okay.
Have a good morning.
Your cut. Interesting. All right. Cool. And as the dawn breaks, Whimsy wakes up and the wolves are happily munching down on the breakfast that the paladin and cleric brought for them. Denny, I assume, wakes up like refreshed and looking
Fresh
fabulous.
Just,
Yeah.
I feel refreshed. And I'm going to go and take a long rest because I really needed a long rest.
Everybody can click long rest. And what are you guys doing? The villagers, as a thank you, have a couple of them have started to stir and make pull together what meager provisions that they have and make like a nice breakfast for you as a thank you. And they're getting on the road early.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak off again by myself.
Go for it. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna sneak a little ways away from the camp, kind of just get some prayers in a little bit, to Lathander and stuff, before the day's starting to start, and basically just see if I can get any guidance to this new crew that I've been.
Okay. So when interacting with a deity and you're looking for some kind of favor or information or whatever, typically how this works, I'm telling Sarah because she's kind of new to D&D. Typically how this works is that a religious person will roll percentage dice. And unlike every other roll in the game, you need this to be low. Because if you can roll below your level, this thing will happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sounds like it's not going to happen.
You got this. You got this.
So give me a percentage die roll.
Okay.
That's like a miracle asking, like for Sarah.
Yeah, so
and
it's asking for like divine intervention, kind of.
Yeah, there is an actual thing called divine intervention, but
bigger.
I just, because of the way that I like to flavor the deities as being a little bit more involved than in some campaigns, I allow religious people who have a connection to a deity to do little things throughout the day.
I just think it's very interesting because all of these characters are having this sort of like religious connection, like whether they want it or not in Sangane's case, and then very intentional with the paladin, and then sort of this unexpected intercession by Saloon, and Graja's here like actively deconstructing her faith, and she doesn't know that any of this is going on, like in the mental. I just think that's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
It is beautiful how your backstories, which you all wrote independently, we can find those themes throughout the play. It's one of the things that I love most about role-playing games.
All right, so
he doesn't want his deity either.
Percentage die, yeah. So what'd you roll?
Is that the one that has like the 2 dice on it that says D100?
Yeah, the D100. Yeah.
All right.
So you want to roll low.
Let's see.
I have 2 cats on me. This is gonna be.
It says 40.
40. Okay, so as you kind of you're starting your prayers, you're reaching out, you're talking to Lathander in the way that you have built this practice, that you have started to build your life around this foundation of connection to Lathander. And as you do, like, you do feel this warmth and this connection, and like you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing. But there's nothing in particular that Lathander is like. He's not directly speaking to you like he did the day when he called you to take the paladin oath. That was like a concrete moment that happened for you. And you still feel that connection and you still feel that calling, but nothing in particular. You might just need to probably travel with them a bit more and get to know a little bit more about them. It's not like hey, these people are awful, you should go and slay them right now. You know, like, it's not a yes or a no.
Okay.
Okay.
Shows what
It's
you
the
know.
magic 8-ball try again triangle.
That's
right.
gonna come back and haunt you later.
So as you guys eat your breakfast, the people start to pack up and move out quickly. At some point in the night, it was earlier in the night, not gonna lie, low perception roll, the horses came back, and because their food and stuff, the horses came back, so the people have their horses and they head out, and they're on the road. What are you guys going to do?
Um,
I'm gonna wander over to Whimsy and be like, so we doing the wolf thing? Are they okay to go do that? Are they feeling all right?
3 of the wolves have already taken off.
Great.
Kyle's lagging behind to eat more because he's chubby.
I understand.
He's a thick boy.
And also, in case we need to send him off to search something else. So 3 of the wolves are already scouting. And Kyle will help us follow the trail that they leave.
Excellent.
and I want to get near 9.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've been wanting to ask, how did you get here? Like, why were you here when we got here?
I just received word from many individuals that there was trouble in this area, and after making my way here, I came across this camp, and scouting them for a few days, I did see mini orc and a red cloaked figure head to a secondary location. While I was on my way back is when I came across y'all and that confrontation that just took place. So, yeah, that's really it.
Did you get a good look on the guy with the red cloak? Like, did he look tired, beaten up? And
DM, did he look tired?
Sorry, who were we talking about?
The red cloak figure.
You did not get a very good look. This dude was very careful to have his cloak up and over him, the crimson cloak, and not be seen coming or going. In fact, you almost didn't even notice him until he like popped out of the bush beside the entrance to the cave. And like only then did you notice him.
Okay. Yeah, I really didn't get a good look at him. He just headed in a direction and was followed by a group of orc.
And I think Graja has been sort of just observing everything and maybe was sitting down. And she stands up, kind of at her, trying to give like her best posture, her fullest height, the shoulders square back. And she's kind of looking at 9 and she's like,
we have to get Glassstaff. I don't want him to see another sunrise.
I think, well, it seems that if that was Glassstaff in that camp, he's probably gone. Like if he left with more people.
Well, yeah, he's like been gone. But my other thing is, why were the orcs trying to take people? These are just regular villagers. I don't understand what the point is. The city's already really messed up. What could they have to gain from just kidnapping people for no reason?
Food.
Very good point.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I feel like we don't have a lot of answers, and
Slaves.
the other
9.
camp would be probably our best interest to go
Yeah. You
find
said you
some.
came from a different camp over this way.
Yes,
So we should go back to that camp. Maybe there's some clues there that we can.
I feel like that would give
Figure
us
out.
some more answers to all these questions we're asking.
I got okay. Last night, Sangane saw me. Okay. Last night I grabbed something that Sangane had. It was this dagger. And I got him. Yeah, it called me, and when I touched it, I got a message from my goddess.
Which goddess?
A goddess?
Yeah, okay,
know her?
like our order doesn't have like an official religion, but most of my family and most of my people follow the goddess Saloon. And she talked about the forge of spells. And Droop also talked about a forge. So I feel all of this is connected. In
Drew, do you
some
know anything about this
weird
forge?
way.
What
True.
forge?
Does Droop know anything about the forge?
Well, when we
I
found
will give you
him,
an entire banana, Drew. A whole banana just for you. Just for you.
Droop is sitting in Graja's lap, like eating breakfast as it is, and he looks at you with these big, giant goblin eyes, and he's like, "I really love bananas, but I
Everyone
don't
loves
know
bananas, they're
anything.
delicious.
But I don't know anything. I don't know anything." And he like starts crying because he really wants this
It's
banana,
okay.
but he's
Droop, it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay. It's
Danny, give
okay.
him half a banana. Don't be at dinner.
well, Droop, when we found Droop with Graja, he told us that they were the master of the bugbears, whoever they are, were looking for the forge on the big caves, and that they needed the rock seekers for something around that forge. And the message I got last night was also about a forge. It's called the Forge of Spells. And it seems that it has magic and someone's trying to use it for bad.
It must be Glassstaff.
Or, as far as we know, Glassstaff answered to someone else.
Or
and
yeah, maybe the guy Glassstaff's boss?
I think so. And when we met the wolves talked about whoever was running the bugbears, whoever was giving orders to the bugbears, was a person with no scent.
That's right.
So I feel all of this is in some way connected, and I'd really like to check up that camp, even if Glassstaff is not there anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's go.
This guy you call
Necessarily losing
Glassstaff?
ground because the wolves are still tracking Glassstaff.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna talk to Nines. Well, I think the guy with the red cloak, like these people come from a town where some guys with red cloaks were taking money and giving it to someone that had relationship with bugbears and goblins and probably orcs too. And we were chasing him through the forest. So it's probably the guy that you saw in the camp was Glassstaff, the guy that we're trying to capture. I look at Graja and say capture with some hesitance.
Her eyes just narrow a little bit, but she doesn't say anything.
I will assist the best way I can to try to help lead you back to the second camp.
And we'll see when we're there if we're gonna try to follow them or if we're gonna go back to the town and maybe try to find more clues back there, or I don't know.
Okay, well, we best get going then.
Agreed.
All right. So as you all begin to head out, Whimsy, what's going on with the wolves?
Well, 3 of them went out. The 3 smaller ones went out scouting. Kyle stayed behind in case we needed him to find their trail. So he's going to lead us the way the other wolves went.
Okay.
And yeah, so if the wolves are out sniffing a trail, what do I roll for them?
I'm gonna slice one of the hands off of one of the corpses.
Sure.
I'm gonna offer it to Kyle. Hey, buddy, finger food.
Go directly to jail. Go.
Just
Remember, Kyle's the fancy one.
8
Who doesn't
d10
like
psychic damage. Rack Sangane's body.
Maybe I'll offer one of them to Drew.
Oh.
Whimsy, go ahead, roll me a perception check for the wolves. 9, as they start to follow the wolves are leading them in kind of a north direction, but the camp that you came from is kind of to the southeast. I'm going to move us back to the map, and I'll align us to where we are.
I also
Sarah
DM
doesn't have to do anything.
if we have time, if it's possible, Graja
Yeah.
would like to have a conversation with Denny.
Absolutely, we have time, and it is possible.
Cool.
Go ahead.
So I think as they're just moving along and getting ready to leave for the camp, Graja will kind of approach Denny a little bit sheepishly. And she says, maybe not really making a lot of eye contact.
Denny, can I ask you a question?
Of course. What's up?
Do you have a special god you serve, like a god of really nice clothes or something like that?
Well, my family worships a goddess of good fortune, but I'm an atheist. I believe in the small gods, but I don't really believe in gods. I mean, I know they're there because this is a Dungeons & Dragons world, and tangibly they are, in fact, very much there.
Gonna break the fourth wall.
If anyone's going to do it, it's Denny. That's my thought.
I know they're there, I just don't believe in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. And I guess it doesn't matter anymore, because none of you knew me before, but I mean, one of my whole things is Groomsh never talked to me. I never heard him. I never saw him. But I don't know, 9. He's got a special god, and now some lady came to Jart and just showed her the way and what exactly she's supposed to do, and this special weapon, and I'm just trying to do stuff for myself. I thought that's what I was supposed to do, but it seems like the gods have so much to do with what we're... I don't know.
Do you still believe in your god? Do you know that he's out there? 'Cause maybe he comes to you in different ways. Maybe your god doesn't speak to you, but maybe every time your axe smashes through someone, it's because of him. Maybe he's the one that's really giving you the strength to be doing this.
And
he just doesn't talk to you.
Graja has a really angry look at that point, and maybe those little tiny spheres of moisture like in anime tears. And she's like,
No, I don't want anything to do with him. I don't care if he's real or not. I don't want him to talk to me. I'm not saying that. I don't want anything to do with him. But everyone else, they get put on this path. They get some kind of direction, and why do I have to do it alone? I don't think that's very fair.
But you're not alone. You've got all of us here. We're happy to help as much as we can. I know this is a path that you're here walking on your own in a way, but we're here for you, Raja, and we're always happy to help.
Yeah, and you guys are right here in front of me, like walking around, like I see you. That makes sense to me. But I don't know. Now I'm scared that some person is gonna come to me in a dream, and then I'm gonna be all upside down again. I'm gonna have to start from the same place I was a year ago, and I'm never gonna move forward anywhere.
Well, I haven't known you long, but I definitely feel like who you were when we first met and who you are now is already different. You've already changed as a person. You've already grown. You might need a demon or god in a dream. Maybe you do. Let's say you do. Doesn't matter. You're not going to go back to who you were. You're just going to be a different version of who you are now. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards, Graja.
Yeah. You're right. The only thing I want to do is kill Glassstaff and make sure nobody else dies.
Well, there we go. Let's do that. Let us focus on that for you. And then once that's done, once we have smashed his face into a little bit of pulp on the ground and spread out his guts, then we can find another path for you.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Thanks, Denny.
And she kind of like almost like comes and like gives you a hug, but she's very aware that like she doesn't want to like wrinkle your clothes or mess up your fit. So she kind of just like maybe pats Denny's shoulder, because I imagine the height differential is kind of wild there. So she's kind of just like
5'0". He is real short.
yeah. So yeah, she kind of just like puts her hand there for a second, and then she'll kind of start walking ahead, kind of with renewed purpose, I think.
The wolves got us north, right?
Yeah, you said the wolves were
They
heading
were,
north.
but they rolled
Are
a
you
4 on their
guys-
perception. So I don't
Are
know.
you guys all looking at the map? Yes?
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
can
the
see
zoomed out map
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you guys wanted to head kind of up. Boop, 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 boop. Let me get up here. That should not be on that layer. You guys are trying to head up to this area where or the wolves are kind of leading you north, and you have all assumed that it is somewhere near that area that Viesa had marked on the map.
Yeah.
But Wyvern Tor, as best as I assume that at some point somebody has rolled out the map and tried to
me.
see where you are.
I'm the cartographer of the team.
Right. And 9 kind of looks over your shoulder and says, oh, this is where Wyvern Tor is. And you guys can see it's like way over to the side.
So my concern is that when I talked to Viesa and she marked this place in the map, she said the castle was filled with goblins and orcs, and because that's like their main base, like they were moving a lot of people there.
Could they have switched their main base to a different location?
Maybe, but if they were looking there for the forge or whatever is it there, I don't think so. I think probably Wyvern Torn is a
Where are we now?
secondary location, a second camp. But I don't think we're ready to go straight up to the castle.
I guess 9 kind of looks at Jart and asks her, all right, what do you feel our best course of action would be?
If you said that Glassstaff left yesterday to the castle, he's probably already there. or very close.
That is possible.
And if we want to get to him, we gotta get into a castle filled with orcs, goblins, and other creatures that we may not know.
Are you and your friends up for that fight?
We're
How
stronger
about,
now. I think we can do it.
but how about we try our luck with a smaller camp?
Yeah, maybe it'll give us some kind of advantage before we go there, as long as we be as quick as we can.
Yeah.
And we
Pretty
can
far out of the way, though.
test our strength. Because if we're gonna face like 20 enemies, is better than 100.
Mm-hmm.
Denny, give me a history check.
Uh, 17.
When you hear Jart talking about the Forge of Spells, it takes a little bit. Like, it is ancient history that is myth and lore and epic, sagas of old people that you had to study at Bard College. And you start to like piece together the pieces that you can remember of the stories. The Forge of Spells was a place where the gods came to create weapons for their champions. And had been, it was in this cave that was rumored to be, or as the legends and the songs say, was the closest to the heart of the earth. And so the gods would come there to use the heart of the earth to forge these great weapons. And as the divine gate closed and the gods were sent off of the prime material plane and weren't allowed to interfere as much as they had in the very oldest of days, a collective of humans and dwarves and elves came together in the place where the Forge of Spells was, and used the forge to create other weapons that became so legendary and capable of such great violence that they were besieged upon by agents of darkness, and it became this place that was a resting grave for thousands upon thousands of people over decades as wars were waged to try and take control of the Forge of Spells. You then start to connect the name Trezendar to these legends. The Trezendars were the human overseers of the Forge for generations. The Forge hasn't produced, nobody knows where it is. It's can't possibly be a real thing. And nothing has been produced. Nothing exists that was ever produced at the Forge of Spells. It's legend. You know how bards are. They embellish to, but if Saloon has warned Jart, maybe there is something. And if there is, remembering the bloodshed, like the songs that are sung aren't great, like jaunty drinking tunes. They are the dirges that are sung in moments of somber remembrance. It is not Canada Day, it is Remembrance Day kind of a style, like there is a heaviness to the songs of the Forge of, and so, yeah, like those facts, those historical pieces start to come up for you as you're thinking back and eating a delicious meal.
It's very appropriate mood lighting, I think, for this. And not because my light just died. Don't worry about that. Okay. I think in that case, then, as we're kind of paused here to decide where we're going next, Denny is going to just kind of be like, light bulb moment. Oh my God, you guys, I just remembered. I've heard all these songs about all of this, and I'm going to tell everyone what I've just learned. And just be like, does anyone have any idea? Like, obviously, none of the songs say where this is, just that it's the heart of the earth. Is that like a town? Is that a state of mind? Do I have to be like, is this a Narnia situation? Is this a volcano? Is there a volcano somewhere near here? I don't know.
Droop said
Any
there
idea?
were
Is it a mine?
mines. They were looking into some mines. So
Yeah.
they're probably looking at a literal
Literal.
part of the
An
earth.
actual mine.
And you know there's gonna
Yeah.
be some, like, traps or some kind of puzzle, so it's not easy to get to, so...
Mm-hmm.
And they
Gonna
needed
take
the
a while
rock
for them to figure it out.
seekers. And we don't know where they are. Like, they didn't get the rock seekers either.
True.
And they needed them. So that's another thread that I would like.
Well, they got one rock seeker though.
They go one, but they were looking for the rest of the brothers in town when they burned their house and the whole thing. And it seems they never found them.
Can Whimsy pull out the random handful of papers he pulled off the rock seeker's table?
Absolutely.
Because when the house was on fire, he just grabbed a handful of stuff in case it was important. But
There's
didn't really
two
have time
different
to write anything.
places. There are two different places that Whimsy has grabbed a handful of papers.
From the mansion to the Tresender.
You also grab
lab
papers. You also grab papers out of Glassstaff's office in the
Yeah.
dungeon.
That was mostly recipes, I believe. Bring it.
Mom's
almost
old-fashioned mac and
completed
cheese.
invisibility potion.
As you kind of like, are you going through them or do you just like splat them out and people can pick them up?
I think he's like, as Denny's talking, he's pulling things out and just like rifling through them like cue cards, trying to find a relevant connection.
Some of them
It
are
could just
the
be their tax
recipes.
information for all he knows, but
Some of it is that. Some of it is absolutely like you find receipts for mining equipment, rope, lamps, pitons, cold weather gear. You find receipts for like MREs and long-lasting, preservative foods. You begin to sort out that the rock seekers, wherever they are, had planned to be there for a while. They had planned to be gone for at least 3 months, possibly more. And you also find the recipes for the potion of invisibility that are like half done or scratched out, like the potion book in Half-Blood Prince, where there's just like copious notes in all the margins. You also find a letter that is folded with a wax seal on it.
Whimsy just looks down at that, casually does it, and pops the seal.
Sure.
Oh no, it's open.
Oh no.
How did that happen?
It's not a federal crime if it happened accidentally, guys.
Is that a crime in D&D world? I don't know.
It's probably the least of
no.
our crimes. So.
Stealing mail is a crime, not tampering with it.
I mean, he did that too.
I think it's interfering with mail from getting to where it's supposed to be is the crime. But I am definitely not aware.
Mail obstruction.
Nobody saw him do it,
Mail
can prove anything.
I like how we killed people and this is where we're hung up, you know?
Yeah.
Mail fraud.
Our priorities are interesting.
Stealing,
Morality is a
killing,
sliding
whatever.
You've got to draw a line somewhere. Right. So this
What
definitely
what
not
languages-
sealed envelope says what?
Sure. What languages do you speak?
Whimsy speaks Common and Sylvan and Infernal.
It is beautifully, like, the calligraphy is magnificent, but it is not in any of the languages that you speak.
He turns it sideways, turns it upside down, and then he hands it to someone else like, can anyone read this?
What is everybody else's language?
I speak. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, probably not mine, but obviously Orcish, and then I have Giant as well.
I speak Draconic, Primordial, and Sylvan.
Me too. Also Dwarvish and Elvish.
Speak Abyssal and Common.
Languages.
Ooh, Abyssal.
Denny?
I only speak common and what is it, demonic or whatever?
Abyssal?
Infernal.
Right.
Infernal, yeah, infernal, but it's a very conversational infernal. I only speak with my grandma, so
Yeah. Absolutely.
She speaks High Infernal. When you
Yeah.
won't when in school you learn the Low
Castilian.
Infernal.
yeah, it's
That's right.
Infernal
it's very
patois.
stilted. Do you know the way to the library? Yes, I would like some tea. It's very
The cat is under the table.
Yeah.
Esta la biblioteca.
Classic Eddie Izzard. If you guys haven't seen his stuff, it's the best. Her
I just
stuff.
saw
I
mine.
apologize. Her stuff. Nobody speaks. Yeah, Sangane. As it gets
Sangane.
around to you, it is not Dwarvish, but it has similarities to some of the Dwarvic runes.
Oh, hold on a second.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I might have a spell for this. Wait, hold on.
Comprehend
You
language.
read
Sometimes I
everything
forget that I
slowly.
have those.
Have I seen
I'm
this
still
symbol
not used to
before?
playing a spellcaster.
Make a history check. Anybody's welcome to make a history check to see if you
that would be
recognize
so
what
good for
the
me.
what the
I have a
alphabet is.
comprehend languages skill.
Why not?
15.
And does that let
Does
you
that include
16.
written?
is that for the written word or is that for any languages you can hear?
It's a very good question.
Because there's one that's for written words and there's one that's
Yeah.
for spoken
I
languages.
think we went
Like-
through this before.
Chungs is the
Oh, do we?
spoken one.
I think tongues is for the spoken one and
Comprehend languages is
for
written.
reading.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think so.
Hold on. You understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. Takes about a
Okay.
minute to read one page of text.
Okay.
So I'm just
Get
gonna
your fingers all up in this.
Yeah. You kind of trace them almost like Braille. You like trace the runes. And what it says is, Lord Albrecht, my spies in Neverwinter tell me that strangers are due to arrive in Phandalin. They could be working for the dwarves. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must, but don't allow them to upset our plans. See that any dwarven maps in their possession are delivered to me with haste. I'm counting on you, Iarno. Do not disappoint me. And the only symbol that's on this note that is not a rune is in the signature line. It's not a signature. It's just a symbol of a black spider.
We've seen that symbol before.
That's not creepy as fuck.
Droop,
seen
does that
that
name
symbol
sound familiar
before.
to you?
Which name?
The
Albrecht?
does any of that ring a bell, Droop?
When he sees, like, as the letter's getting passed around and Graja grabs it and goes to pass it on, he kind of shudders and leans into Graja's armor a little bit, or into her furs a little bit. I don't like that. He's very mean. He does not like the black spider symbol.
Okay.
Maybe Albrecht is Glassstaff's boss. And maybe Iarno is Glassstaff's, like I'm Graja. He's Iarno.
Could be. I've never known anyone that wasn't a crazy evil mastermind that signed their name with a symbol. So, or I think that must be him. He seems like that kind of guy.
I'm gonna drop the picture of it into our Discord so that you can all see it.
Can I, since I'm trained in religion, can I
Mhm.
roll to recognize the symbol?
It's not a religious symbol.
Okay, it's not what I think it is.
Anybody
I rolled a
who
14.
is no, it's not that symbol, Jart.
Okay.
A 14 in what?
History, when you called
History.
it that earlier.
Yeah, I rolled
Yeah,
a 16.
great.
15 for
Great.
me.
16. Denny, you're proficient in history. You can roll a history check if you'd like.
Okay, one sec. Mm.
Are you happy with yourself down there? I've got my heated blanket on, and our kitten is
Oh yeah.
living their best life.
The trap.
Okay. Apparently, Denny knows nothing. He rolled a 7, so.
A 16, 9. In your travels, you have come across, and being in the service of a good deity like Lathander, you have at times, you have found yourself in the service or cooperation of the Lord's Alliance. And there is a specific mage of the Lord's Alliance. His name is Iarno Albrecht.
You said Iarno?
Iarno, Iarno Albrecht, Albrek. Iarno
What?
Albrecht. He is a mage of the Lord's Alliance.
Wait. Huh. And he's the one that wrote the letter? No, he's the one that's being addressed in the letter.
Yeah.
Correct.
Letters from Black Spider.
So this black
Yes.
spider fella, entity, has Iarno in his employ, who's a member of the Lord's Alliance.
And that's why, remember that we were suspecting why the Lord's Alliance hadn't done anything about Phandalin? Like
That would
seemed
explain it.
They didn't care. That would explain it.
Yep.
Damn.
You guys
All
also
the way to the top.
you guys also know a member of the Lord's Alliance. You've saved his life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where did we
from
leave him?
He was in the.
He was.
We brought him back to the
taken-
inn thing in Phandalin.
Yeah, but
He
the
was-
town is deserted now.
We.
I
They
did
took
check.
him.
Whimsy checked,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
he was gone.
Solar.
Oh,
He
crap.
either left on his own or he left with people.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Sildar.
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 That's it.
Sildar Hallwinter.
You think this Sildar would be with the townspeople? Possibly at the camp? Or
It seems they split. There were a lot of people. This is just a small group. There were like at least 100 people. So they probably took the other way around towards Neverwinter.
Hmm.
He was very hurt when we left him, so I don't think he left by himself.
Well, he was stable though. Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the 3-day walk to Neverwinter, it's a whole other thing.
True enough.
So we know someone from the Large Lions is invested in this, and it's probably cooperating with the Black Spider and the Orcs and the Goblins, and
But Sildar was captured, right?
yeah.
And he was working with the dwarves, who apparently don't get along with these guys' plan.
Yeah, I think it's not the entire Lord's Alliance that it's in this. It's probably just this guy.
But
That's-
yeah, but what I'm saying is maybe he could he was going against the plan. So they got mad at him. 'Cause he spoke up about it being bad.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We never had the chance to talk to him, so we can know. I think this is bigger than us, and if whoever's running the camp at the castle has the support of even one member from the Lord's Alliance, they gotta have a lot of people there. It's not gonna be just like 10 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least cut their supply of people. Like, why were they kidnapping people? And if they're doing that, they probably have people in their camp.
Could they be taking them to work in the mines to find the forge?
That's an
Oh,
option.
maybe.
That is very well possible.
I feel like they wouldn't want to risk themselves doing any of that. So that
Exactly.
would actually make a lot of sense.
Sarah, in any of the paperwork that is just receipts and stuff, does it have a delivery address where they're sending this mining equipment?
Bill of
All
lading.
to the rock seeker's house.
That would be too easy, I guess. Please go here.
X
Number
marks the spot.
3, creepy ass old mine road. If you just go 3 kilometers, turn left at the signpost. Yeah,
The red house.
that's right.
So
It's got
I
a big
think
neon light. Batty here.
I think we agree on going to like River and Thorn, and
I just think that's really far out of the way considering like we're a day away from Cragmore Castle, but we're like 3 days from Raventor. So we're going.
Oh,
Yeah.
technically, don't we need to? I mean, don't we have things to do at both?
We do,
I think
but the wolves are tracking Glassstaff, who was going north, which means he's going to Cragmaw.
yeah, but
True.
I think we're gonna get to Kragma and face an army, and it's only the 6 of us.
Okay, but what if we go
feel
to
like-
the other camp because the orcs came to our camp last night to round up people to take them back to this other camp. So who's to say they haven't rounded up other villages?
Yeah,
Maybe if we go there and free them, they can help us fight this army at the castle.
or we could even share the message that
Mhm.
this guy from the Lord's Alliance is involved in some weird things, and find some support from the guard, whatever. The 6 of us against, I don't know, 20, 50, 100 in a castle. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, stones don't really burn, do they? That's the problem.
So yeah, we'll have to go a little out of the way, but that means when we get to the castle, we'll be stronger than we are right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of sucks we have to, kind of go a different way,
around.
but I think that's what we have to do.
Well, also,
I
need
know,
to call
Graza,
back
that you
the
want to
wolves
go
now,
and deal with
so-
Glassstaff, but I think you're right. This is the way to go.
All
How
right,
cl-
well,
and
then
we're a day away
Whimsy,
from the castle.
Whimsy howls really loud and uses thaumaturgy to make it louder so it carries.
Takes about 15 minutes, but the wolves wander back.
Okay. He
And
summons its
9,
voice then.
I mean, is there like someone that you're looking for at the camp or something like? Cause I mean, I don't know what you were really doing before. So, is there something you need from there?
I just need to make sure I get as many town folk out of that camp as I can. Because from what the stories I hear from y'all is that there's a lot of individuals at these camps and possibly being used for forced labor in some type of mines. My goal is to just get these people out, as many as I can, as safely as I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
A noble goal.
And either place that we go, just coming at them full force, just the 6 of us, it's not tactically smart. Any place we go, we're gonna have to think about this. Set up, try to get there, scope it out as quickly as possible, and put ourselves in the best position to succeed.
Either way, we're going to be able to fight on our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's go for the small guys first and see if we can find more information, and also maybe get help from the Lord's Alliance in some way. I don't know.
Whimsy, as the wolves come back, and you start to explain the new situation. What are you saying to them?
Whimsy says, plan change, too many that way. Take out smaller pack this way before going after main pack that way. Oh, woof, 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 growl.
Absolutely. You know, they're, for the most part, they've always been like, yeah, absolutely, whatever you want to do. Barreled is the quiet one, but he gives a little bit of pushback. And he's like, he's quite distinguished as far as wolves go. Surprisingly, he has like a British accent. I don't know what that's about. And he's just like, you know, we could go and see Glassstaff and just watch him. And like, you know, we could just go and sit there if you want us to.
All go or some go?
I'll go. Family, pack, us, 4.
Whimsy turns to the group. He's like, the wolves say they're willing to scout the castle for us and just keep an eye on it, of the comings and goings.
It's very noble of them. I think we should take them up on that offer.
Yeah, that's a good strategy, because then we can know we can do both things.
Possibly, if they could get us some information, maybe we could hit him while he's in transit to another area.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm thinking we focus on having them watch for comings and goings and seek possible secret entrances.
Yes. Secret
And then
entrances would be
obviously
very
keeping an
helpful.
eye out for Glassstaff and the scentless one.
Yeah.
So Whimsy agrees with Beryl. He's like, yes, Beryl, capital idea. A+ strategy.
Pip pip cheerio, etc.
And then he says, like, watch coming, going, goods in and out. Watch for Glassstaff, watch for scentless one.
Beryl kind of leaps, stands up, and puts his hands like on your shoulders and just gives you big licks all over your face. And as he does, he's close enough that you're really the only one who can hear, as Oberon's voice says, "Don't worry, darling. If there's anything important, I'll make sure to let you know. I'm excited for this little journey." And the wolves take off.
Shit. Damn it.
Okay.
Guys, I think Beryl might be my dad.
Oh no! Oh no! Not
You say that out loud.
You say that out loud?
Guys, Beryl reminds me of my dad.
My god, that's so weird. I was just thinking that that too. That's super weird. I don't know what to make of that.
A wolf is like
Well,
your dad?
you do seem to be able to talk to them.
Do we know that though? Do we actually? Is Whimsy just making noises at these wolves,
No,
and we are just
no.
allowing this to
No,
happen?
he can really
He's
do
just
it.
like, oh.
He can do
They
it.
seem to like him, so
No, he's really talking. I can tell.
Does seem to make a little bit too much sense.
Okay,
I'm not sure I
let's
see the
go.
resemblance though.
Yeah. Let's start this.
It's in the canine teeth. That's where
the
they're all.
similarity.
Whimsy's adopted. It's fine. So you
Don't
guys all start to make your way towards Wyvern Tor. Who is leading this charge?
I think
I
Graja wants to.
guess-
Yeah, I feel like Graja 9 maybe can be
Yeah.
at the front.
All right, give me some survival check. For the sake of narrative, it takes you guys like a good 2 days. You guys are trekking. You guys are
Ugh.
moving quickly. You want to get there.
Hauling
It's
ass.
going quick, hauling ass, getting there quick. As you guys start to draw close, you start to get into the foothills, and at one point you pass about middle of the second day. You see the Sword Mountains are just to the south of you, and the tallest peak juts significantly above the rest. It is just whiteout conditions. You can't even see the summit of this mountain. It is snow, like it's not wintertime. Snow is actively falling up there. And even down, if you guys, I don't know how close you're hugging to the mountains, the snow line seems low, even for like mountains. The snow line seems perceptively low. Sangane.
I just
Why
have to
me?
grab my phone charger. I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Why me?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah, I'm going
Survival,
to use
I
that
think she said.
on the third day survival roll, please.
Oh, 10.
I also
I think
got
I know
a
where
10.
you're going with this, honestly. And I'm deeply disturbed.
I even have the special.
I
I'm
do
supposed to
like-
be good at that. I'm supposed to be
Do
good.
we not have any rangers in this party?
Do not.
That's
Oh.
literally one of the only ones that I have like
I mean,
plus.
I took survival, but I'm not very good at it.
I just rolled badly. I don't know. So
Sorry,
10
what are we
the both
rolling
of
for?
us.
Sorry, only Graja and 9 are rolling survivor checks.
Oh.
And I am just checking. Sangana, give me a survival check.
Survival check. Oh, good.
And this is going to be advantage. As you guys are tracking the second day, Sangane in particular seems to be
21.
just aware of the snow and of the storm that is above the tallest peak of this mountain range. Sangane, this is not, it is not supposed to always be like that. And there is something about the storm itself that is, it's natural, but its cause is not the weather pattern. It is a natural reaction to something that sets you on edge, and you wish you, like the first day you're a little bit slower. The second day you're like, guys, we got to move. Time to go. Keep it moving. You are hustling everybody past this part of the mountain range as quickly as you can. You do
Don't like
not you do not like it. You are getting the heebie-jeebies from this whole situation.
This is not normal. We need to move.
On the third
Does-
day, sorry, go ahead.
Does 9 detect like any like possible threats in the area? Like as we're going through? Can you-
What was your survival check?
It was a 10.
10. So the first day, and sorry, Grasha, what was your survival check?
It was also 10. So
10. The first day, you guys are just driving as quickly as you can. You guys are hustling everybody, keeping things on the move. Graja and 9, give me the survival check for day 2, please.
okay. I'm
Got this.
please be better this time. Come on,
Please,
dice.
baby Jesus, please do me right.
Okay,
15.
I got a 16.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys notice that Sangane is uneasy, like he's a little bit tightly wound at the best of times. He is everybody's nerves are a little bit jittery with like how off he is right now. and he is like hyper fixated on you guys hauling ass, getting away from here as quickly as you can. And you guys find a good path that takes you through the winding foothills as you get closer to Wyvern Tor. In terms of detecting specific enemies, both of you, I mean, Graja, you come from the frozen north. 9, you know enough to know that there is something.
Something
It's
have
very-
us in a bad situation.
It's very quiet on day 2.
Oh,
There is not a lot of sounds of birds or other animals. When Jart goes to go hunting to get you guys some dinner that night, like you guys end up eating berries. There is for miles and miles stillness in nature. And you guys just collectively, I assume, decide Wyvern Tor is where we're going. We're going to haul ass. Yeah. You guys are all on
Yeah.
edge. Day 3, give me survivor checks, Graja and 9.
Okay, third time's the charm.
17.
nice.
Dude. 9. Ugh.
As you guys start to draw closer, I'm going to move you to a different map.
Ooh.
New map, who this?
And I really hope that this doesn't mess
Map
up.
change.
And it should just be a black square for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see just our
Okay.
tokens.
And we had sent the wolves away, so I'm going to take them off the screen
Good luck, boys.
because I had anticipated them coming with you. But this is good. Is that all for them?
And
Okay.
there's this.
So you guys are down, and as you come around this corner, 9 like gives you guys like the hand signal of like everybody be cool, be very, very silent, and he points, and from behind this rock that you're standing in, you can see that there is an orc guard that comes to the entrance of a cave mouth, stands there for a few minutes looking around, and then goes back into the cave mouth.
Do
Is
we
the
see
camp-
any like debris around this cave mouth? Is there like a bunch of detritus from mining, or is it just kind of like a little like secret little hidey hole of a cave more so?
That's a great question. Make me a perception check.
Yeah. Do I see anybody besides that orc? Just the orc.
Perception check.
Over the past couple of days, I would like to have been doing one thing to kind of distract myself from the very obvious predator that
Yep.
was
Got
around
a
somewhere because
18.
there was no other thing. I wanted to give Droop my hand crossbow
Okay.
Hey, turret.
and arm him
Smart.
so that when he's on Graja's back, on the
Yeah.
baby Bjorn on Graja's
Personal
back,
turret.
he can like shoot like he's an artillery cannon.
It's like the grass sprinkler.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a great system, guys.
Just like link them all up together so he's got like an auto shot.
So we're gonna need to create a little character sheet for Droop. We can do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay!
Absolutely. As long as you guys keep Droop with you, Droop will level up. He levels up at about a quarter of the rate of the rest of the party. So you guys
you
just
can
hit
pry
level
Droop
4.
from my cold dead hands.
He's level 1 now.
Don't tempt her that way.
Droop is my
got an
life.
18.
We will absolutely set him up a little character sheet. That's no problem. All right.
will
So
avenge
you
us
guys are
all.
watching. Sorry, 9. What did you get for your perception check?
I got an 18 for my perception.
Jeez,
It
nice.
seems to be the same guy, and he kind of every 15 minutes or so you see him for 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay.
And I ask 9.
We
Like,
take him out.
is the camp inside the cave? Like we gotta get in?
Yeah,
Or
I
it's
can't see. Only person I see right now is that there's one orc walking in and out of the
Wait.
entrance.
when you were here before, you said you stalked the camp for a little bit. Like, is the camp inside, or is it like around the block, or I don't know?
DM, did I see a camp inside?
It's inside the cave.
Okay.
Kind of like the other goblin camp.
Yeah.
Is there any tree cover quite close to the mouth of the cave?
You no. What you see is what you're getting here.
Okay.
It as you're kind of looking around, it occurs to you that they've probably cleared lots of it so that there isn't good cover for anybody to ambush them that they can see around.
Makes sense. Trixie, how dare they? So I think one of us should probably sneak our way over there and like look in the cave, because maybe that guy's coming out, but I can't see very far in from this far away. What if there's like 15 guys directly inside, and if we like take that guy out, they'll just like come out and attack us, you know?
I'm willing to go, but I'm not the most stealthy.
Well, you're actually glowing, so yeah, probably not the greatest idea, but I like that you're willing to try.
I could
You
move-
see the guy turn around and go back inside the cave.
I could wait for the next time that he gets out and try to like
I can
grab him and
grab him from 15 feet away.
What if somebody
can
just
do
runs
that
up right
too.
now and just like follows him and just like shadows his movements into the cave?
I don't think
That's a
any
dumb
of us
idea.
are
Don't do
stealthy
that.
enough for that.
I think
It's only
I'm the
one way to
most
know for sure,
stealthy.
Mike.
I think I'm the most stealthy, and I'm not that stealthy.
No.
Because I could pull him to us if we move up to within 15 feet of the cave.
I think
As
I
soon as
can
he comes
do it
out,
from,
I can yank him.
I think I can do it from 30 feet. I can do it.
That's
from
cool.
30. If he doesn't save, like if I'm lucky enough and he doesn't save. But what if he saves?
What if
We want
So-
to punch him then.
the trees are how far away from the mouth cave, or the cave with the mouth?
That
Mouth of the cave, one of
is
those?
such a great
The mouth cave.
question.
Mouth
Okay.
cave.
Like this rock here that you guys are standing near is about 35 feet. There is another rock on kind of the north side that's about 20 feet away, but you'd have to cross in front of the cave mouth to
In
get
front
there.
of the cave.
In front of the cave mouth.
I can get to the other side of the, well, I can try to get to the other side of the cave. I'm not that confident in my dice. I can try to get to the other side of the cave without them seeing me.
I mean, do we try to 1-2 punch him then? If you can't yank him, then I do.
Yeah, I think maybe what we should do is get to either side, like split up a little bit and put ourselves on either side of the cave and wait for him to come out. I have a disguise kit, so I can try and paint us to look camouflaged or something. I'm not
Also,
stupendous at art. I'm better at sewing, but I'm sure I could make everybody look like the moss or something. Just roll around in the dirt. It'll be fine. And maybe that'll give us
yeah.
enough cover for him to move past us, and then we can just double check really quick in the cave and then fuck that guy up and then go in the cave. Or
And
we can just create a distraction to get everybody that's there to come out and then sneak in. I don't know.
I think the best option that we have is kind of calculate the amount of time that it's going to take that guy to come out. And just like if he's coming out of the cave, it's going to be from like darkness or low light until light. So he's going to have to adjust his vision. And
True.
if we just wait for them on the sides of the entrance, just like to the wall,
To the window.
and and just to like jump on the guy when he comes out, and
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah,
spend
I think that's the
any
best way to go.
spells or stuff.
don't forget that, like, I know we probably won't really be able to talk to them, because we're, like, intruders and stuff, but I can talk to them in Orcish, just in case.
Is that orc wearing a red cloak?
No.
No, okay.
Were any of the orcs at the camp? The other camp?
No. And none of the orcs in the Trezendar basement were wearing red clothes either.
So it's just for the people that they recruit.
We can do that. We can just wait for the guy and
So,
knock
yeah.
him down. And if
Yeah, I think
people
that's the way to
comes-
go here.
if people comes out, they're gonna be coming from like a narrow place, so we're still gonna have some advantage space-wise.
Yeah, because it's like a bottleneck out of the cave.
Yeah.
They only probably have one way to go, so, and then we're all standing there waiting, so yeah, we have an advantage.
I think that's
Yeah,
our best option.
let's do it.
So we're pretty much just gonna 300 bottleneck this cave right here.
Hell yeah.
All right, is there any way to like, is there any like cover on the side of this cave mouth, or just...
I don't know that. I think it's like by design that there really isn't,
No.
besides this rock
Yeah.
that we're standing by. I
Okay.
think
Idea
they
is
kind
for
of
us to
eliminated all
be-
cover.
Yeah, just like glued to the wall, so as soon as they get out, we can jump on them.
Okay. Who's going?
I don't know, but Whimsy takes a hot minute and does like his magic girl weapon summon.
Oh.
He's going all out now. So he like
Oh.
Sailor Moon transformation summons his fancy glaive.
Denny's
Okay.
just
Does the camera like rotate too?
very nice.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, he like
360.
goes full glittery.
And there's pink
He's
ribbons
for some
around
reason.
it.
It's really uncomfortable for everyone.
His entire body is just like
Dang.
shimmering gold.
Denny
Oh, yeah,
is like,
well,
no,
sparkly
please,
mug.
please.
And who's
Okay.
trying to sneak past the, or
Well, that's not going to be sneaky.
well, not sneak past, but
We're gonna
What
try
was
to
it,
get
Mike?
us-
Sorry, what?
What'd you roll?
For what?
I don't know. Did you just say that's not sneaky?
No, I was just thinking about Whimsy and his glitter
Oh.
thing.
Okay.
Transformation's not
All right.
gonna-
What are we
that's
doing,
not
guys?
stealthy.
I
Alright.
think we gotta try to sneak as close as we can to the wall thingy about
Okay.
like 4 minutes before the guy comes out. Like since
Okay.
we've kind of calculated the time.
Okay.
All right,
Who's
well,
going?
Denny's gonna stay kind of covered, but he's gonna get his crossbow out and get ready.
I'm gonna stay kind of covered, but I'm gonna cast bless on Jart.
Okay.
Oh, I think bless is for 3 people. per
Yeah,
level.
I'll do bless on Jart, Graja, and myself.
Okay. I'm gonna try to sneak in.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh gosh.
I think I want to do that too.
You've got the power of saloon and anime on your side.
Oh gosh.
By the power of saloon, we'll punish you.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
It's a 1 by the
Oh,
power
fuck
of
off.
saloon.
Oh dang!
I was
If
so
it-
scared, and it
If it
happened.
makes you feel any better, Najra, the golden snitch here rolled a natural 20 again.
Will
So, does the
So how close do we get before we trip?
Yeah.
does
One
an
point.
18 hit your armor class, Jart?
Yeah.
Crap.
Is it a bolt?
It's a javelin.
Well,
Say-
it's still
Weapon
damage.
attack. Yeah, I can
Yep.
do it.
nice.
You just snatch it out of the air. Does it decrease damage or does it?
Yeah. Well, I
Use the reaction.
I use my reaction and decrease the damage by 16.
Oh, you take no damage. As you're going
Yeah, right.
to
You go
as you're
full
going to
Captain
take
America.
a few steps forward and you step out from behind this rock, you get most of the way across as you've gone sideways on me, Najra. As
Oh.
Well, the whole group's really
um,
gone sideways. I mean, let's face it.
My
As-
camera.
Najra's camera is like animating for us the matrixy kind of back that Jart does. As Jart snatches this javelin out of the air, plants it into the ground and
Oh, no.
looks.
I can throw it back.
Yeah.
Because damage
Yeah.
was
You can throw it
0.
back as
Go
part
for
of it.
it.
As a reaction. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You
Go for
literally
it.
pull the Captain America and just snatches
So
it out of the air.
It's a 17.
Yep. Fuck around and find
A
out.
17 does hit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that guy takes a javelin back and 4 points of damage.
He said, "You thought you was gonna hit me."
Yeah.
Did you say something cool like, "Hey, you dropped this"?
Yeah.
I
Um,
think
you.
I think about it, but I'm so spoofed and so like weird out about what happened that I just be like,
It
and throw
comes
it
to you
back.
like late
Importantly-
at night. You're like, "Oh, I should have said this."
I should have
Yeah.
said.
He
To
said,
kind of
"No."
draw us to a narrative close here. As Najra chucks this javelin back, you hear a cracking and breaking of the alarm horn that this orc had on his hip as Najra breaks it into a bazillion pieces in your
Nice.
favor. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh, come
Oh,
And you guys, you don't even know how disappointed I am because I have the coolest transition to show you the cave that you're about to go into. That Roll20 does. I'm so excited for it for next week. So
this is fine.
no, I'm not going to. None of you are close enough.
oh.
Let's go ahead and wrap up. So first, thanks everybody for watching, for sticking with us. This has been a really fun game, a lot of good lore drop here, a lot of good figuring out more of the plot of our overall story. So I thank you guys for joining me. Let's go backwards from the order that we did to bring us in. So Sean.
Hey, I'm Sean at Acting Foolish on Twitter. Don't really do much, but I play 9 the Human Paladin, and hey, I'm loving this. So
This is going to be awesome. And if you're really enjoying what Sean is doing, you're going to keep your eye on the Vancouver by Night channel for a project that we can't talk about yet. That's coming out, I think, in January, but we're not talking about it. I didn't just talk about it at all. Mike.
Hi. Mike, he, him, played Sangane, he, him. If you want to catch my pre and post COVID cosplay adventures, at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and TikTok, and CDN Captain America on Twitter, where I basically do a lot of stuff about D&D. Speaking of D&D, you can catch me here on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. PST with this fine group of people, Chaos Gremlins, all of you. And we trip over ourselves despite our best efforts to not. And I have another set of also would-be heroes on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. PST, where DM Sarah is playing, and they're wrapping up a bit of a mafia thing. More on that on Tuesdays. You can catch me on the Saturday Vampire Takeover with Graja Sarah, where we are also wrapping up a bit of a citywide thing. And yeah, generally things seem to be wrapping up for the Christmas season, mostly, kind of, but not really. I think that's about it for now.
Excellent. Nikki.
Hi, everybody. I've been Nikki, your Tiefling Bard Denny, he, him. And you can find me on Instagram at I'm Poppy Fields. And that's really all I do. I have a very boring life. It's just Instagram and Reddit, but don't follow me on Reddit because I do weird shit on there. So enjoy my Instagram.
Your pictures.
The pictures and the kitties.
Yeah.
Amanda.
I'm Amanda. I play Whimsy, he, they. I don't do much else outside of this, really. Not on the
TikTok.
internet, anyway.
Yeah.
I do have Instagram and TikTok where I've mostly been doing dumb in-character stuff as various D&D characters of mine, past and present. Mostly Whimsy. Because if I'm doing this every week, I'm doing some other stuff in costume. But yeah, that's all I got.
It is awesome, and you should definitely check out Amanda's TikTok and the other stuff as well. Najra, even though we can't see you, I assume you're still there.
Yeah. No, my camera overheated or something. I'm Najra from Najra Creations. I'm a professional cosmaker. You can find me on most social media with the same nick. And if you're thinking about getting a costume, run fair, cosplay, or anything like that, shoot me a message and let's create something pretty. And thank you for being here.
Love it. And Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sarah. I play Graja Rage Rock. I think that's the most I've ever spoken as Graja, so my voice is feeling a little bit crunchy. So I'm gonna keep it short. I'm a creative partner at Martlet Games. We have a lot of stuff in production as we sort of wind down our broadcasting schedule for the rest of the month. As Mike said, you can find me here as a part of the the Saturday Vampire Takeover. You can catch all those back episodes on YouTube. So over the break might be a good time to get caught up on Delve into Darkness, our Vampire the Masquerade game. Martlet is still airing. We still have Terminal Black, the 10 Candles science fiction anthology. That's going on Mondays at 9:30 Eastern. And then this upcoming week, I believe, is the season finale for Psychopomps Incorporated, which is our all Hikata Vampire the Masquerade chronicle. So that's kind of like the ghost vampires, if you will. It's very interesting, and it's such a fun crew there. So check that out. That is also at 9:30 Eastern. Other than that, just keep an eye on Martlet Games and my personal Twitter at MC and you'll see what I'm doing. Please have a safe and happy time this month. And thanks everybody for joining us.
Fantastic. And my name is Sarah. I have been your DM today. Thank you guys for joining us. We've had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks leading up to, we're taking 1 week off, and I think that's Boxing Day, right? It's the 26th. But otherwise, we should be here the rest of the month. And we're looking forward to that. You can find me here Sundays at 2. You can find me same channel, Vancouver by Night, Tuesdays at 6, where Mike is the DM. And maybe something else, but I'm not really totally sure. I'm a little bit nervous about it. And subscribe if you can. We have a threadless shop. We are constantly releasing different stuff. A Patreon where we're going to start doing some character stuff. And we are going to be raiding into the Nat 30s. So stick with us. Remember that when we get there, you are going to click their name so that it counts towards their watch count. And what is our raid call going to be, you guys?
Chaos Gremlins.
Chaos Gremlins.
All right,
Chaos Gremlins is what it is.
Raid call.
Hashtag Chaos
Rainbow
Gremlins.
Chaos Gremlins.
Thank you all so much, and we will see you next week.
Hashtag cave mouth.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.